Okay, so let's go ahead and cover some more ground here. This is U.S. history, so we got to talk about the United States and the history. Hey, look, I know the state test just got canceled. You still got to pass the class, and you still got to know stuff, right? Plus, we're getting into the cool stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick up here. I'm going to make this short and sweet. I've been making videos for the past 3 days. I'm exhausted. I don't want to have a 13-minute video like I have on my channel right now. I'm just tired. I'm tired, guys. I'm just exhausted right now. I thought working from home would be easy. But I've got this... Our pets are sitting in the chair with me right now, taking up space. Dude, I'm tired. Okay. Let's just do this. Alright, so, Sputnik. First man-made object put into space, not by the Americans, right? So let's go back a little bit into the past. Alright, so in the early 1950s, President Dwight Eisenhower knew that he wanted to try to put something in space. A satellite, an artificial one, right? And you know this from your science classes, right? A satellite is not just the metal things that we have orbiting the planet, right? You know, a satellite is anything that's in orbit. Rocket capabilities have been around since World War II. The Germans were the first ones to develop it with the V2 rocket that they used. They were able to implement it in combat, but they didn't make a lot of them, thankfully, right? That's a good thing. But anyway, once the United States and the Russians, the Soviets, had gotten into the middle of the Cold War, they found themselves wrapped up with this, this overwhelming zeal, this desire to just shove something out into outer space. And the whole reason for that, it's not just because we would just love technology and we really want to get something up there. The whole purpose of this was to prove whose system is superior, right? So this is not just a war between countries. This is not just a debate about, which country is better. It is that, but it's also an ideological conflict. Which one has the best beliefs, right? Is it the Soviets with their communist, no private property, shared everything kind of thing? Or is it the United States with its free market capitalism and its democracy and individualism? That's what this is about. That's really what this is about. And it's also important to note that the space race is also about military superiority. If you can put a satellite into space, what else can you put into space? Yeah, a nuclear missile. Yeah, that's the whole point here, right? Because if you can, it's almost like letting them know what you've got without actually using it. If that makes any sense, it's kind of the way I understand it, at least. So, fast forward, the U.S. and the Soviets, they are both breaking their backs to try to get something into space now, right? As soon as possible. By 1957, it happens, and the Soviets were the ones to put the first thing into space. Sputnik. It was a little satellite. It's a cute little thing. Launched it into space, but people panicked across the U.S., especially Eisenhower, which the U.S. responded by creating NASA. Please excuse. I'm wearing flip-flops. I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. Alright, took my flip-flops off so I don't make noises. The U.S. responded by creating NASA and passing the National Defense Education Act. The whole purpose of this, man, is to try to shore up the United States and make sure that we don't fall behind. At the same time, dude, we gotta know what they are able to do. Right? They put Sputnik up, we have to start, really getting into the Soviet territory, seeing what they've got. We can't just not know. We have to know. Alright, so the United States under the Eisenhower administration started conducting U-2 spy plane missions, where you would get a CIA agent and throw them in the cockpit of one of these planes, and this thing could fly at about 13 miles above ground, and it would take pictures. And the whole point is to get reconnaissance, get some recon info, bring that intel back to DC, and then let the Pentagon see it and just see what they have. How far behind are we? Everyone was worried that we were really far behind because, they just put Sputnik up, right? We're terrified. By 1960, our fears are a little bit allayed. We're not as terrified. Everyone's feeling a little bit better about themselves because we realize that Soviet nuclear capabilities were a little bit further behind what American nuclear capabilities really were. So, good? But disaster struck in May 1960. Gary Powers, CIA agent flying over the Soviet Union, was shot down. Shot down and crashed. He survived the crash. He actually had a cyanide poison needle thing that he could have injected himself with to make sure the Soviets didn't get any information from him. He didn't use it though. I don't know why. I'll just tell you, I don't know. You can probably find out, but I didn't have time to. So, Soviets capture him. Eisenhower full-on denies, but all this does is raise tensions between the Soviets and the United States. You know, it was down here, but now it's really pushing the top, right? One of the common themes you'll find throughout this entire discussion on the Cold War are rising tensions, and with those rising tensions come the fears of a nuclear war. That thankfully never happened, but it does get pretty bad. Okay, gonna stop it right there. It's a short one. Like I said, I'm tired of making videos. Like I'm just really very tired. So we're just gonna stop it right there. Take a short quiz afterwards. See you guys later.